I'm laying in bed, high as a kite, consumed with guilt. Why? Why did I do it? Why did I smoke? I hadn't smoked in weeks, and yet when I saw the weed, I took it and I smoked it. I made the worst self-improvement mistake ever, which is feeding in to that temptation. There's a choice you can make. There's a choice. You can choose to say no to whatever is tempting your mind, or you can choose to say yes to it. And the biggest mistake I have faced on my self-improvement journey is always saying yes to that temptation. Whether it was with smoking or sweets, whenever I felt that temptation, I always fed into it, and like clockwork, I always regretted it. And chances are you're facing the same thing too. I'm not perfect and I still fall victim to those temptations, but I've been working on it and I found a way that makes it a lot easier for me to say no to those things, to those temptations. And the first piece of advice I can give you is to recognize it for what it is. It is a temptation. It's not something you want to do. It is a tempting thought trying to pull you off the course that you've been so good on. If you're into religion, some people call it the devil. If you want to take a more spiritual route, you can say it's the universe trying to test you to go stronger. Whatever you want to call that thing, you need to label it as something. Because most of the time, when we have those temptations, we have those cravings, we think we have to follow through on it. You hear that thought, oh, I should get on the game. You get on the game. Oh, I should order that pizza. You order pizza. Oh, I should roll up. You roll up. But what if when you had those thoughts in your head, you said, wait a second, that's a temptation. Or if you're into religion, oh, that's the devil. Or you want to dive into spirituality, thank you, universe, you're trying to test me. You label that thing. You don't identify with it, you label it. But labeling it alone is not enough. I tried labeling whenever I had that urge to smoke or eat some sweets. I'm telling you, I could eat a whole cake by myself in one sitting. It is intense. It is bad. It's something I've struggled with. And when I tried to step back and I used the technique of identifying it, it worked for like 20 seconds and then I just did it anyway. Identifying it is not enough. It is a crucial step, but it's not enough. Once you identify that you're being tempted, that you're feeling this urge, that you're feeling this craving, the next step is to close your eyes and visualize the regret you would feel for doing that thing. Because in the moment, you are consumed by all the pleasure you can feel from doing that bad habit. Whatever it is, I don't know what you're dealing with, but in that moment when you have that tempting thought, the only thing that's on your mind is the pleasure you're going to get from it. So if you can switch what you're thinking about to the negatives, it'll make it that much easier for you to say no to it. When I think about smoking, I close my eyes and think about when I'm on that bed, feeling the effects of the weed, wondering, why did I do this? Feeling that regret. When I visualize that, I realize this isn't something I want. And if you can get that feeling, that thing you don't like, if you can feel it, you will not want to do that thing. The worst self-improvement mistake is doing the thing you know you should not be doing. It is a pattern I've seen so many times where we're doing so great and then that one temptation comes and then we're knocked off and all our progress goes to crap. Stop doing that to yourself. I've done it to myself so many times and I've always regretted it. But you wanna know the one thing I've never regretted? It's saying no to that thing. And here's the thing. When you say no to that thing and you move on to something else, you completely forget about the craving. It goes away. So now you have a clear mind and you're still on track. But when you say yes to that thing, you have to go the rest of the day with that guilt that you did that. That you ruined all your progress. Do you know how damaging that is to your self-image, to your mental health? All that guilt and regret you feel from doing that one thing you could have said no to, the craving that would have gone away eventually. This is the worst mistake so many people make, including me, on their self-improvement journey. Try these 2 steps out whenever you're being tempted by something you really want to quit. Whatever that is to you, whether it's smoking or playing too many video games or compulsively shopping or overeating, whatever it is, when you're feeling that craving, that temptation, label it. Label it as something that means something to you. Now, when you label it, close your eyes and visualize how bad you will feel from doing that thing. I want you to have a memory in your mind you can go back to where you will feel all that regret from choosing to say yes to that temptation. And the second you can feel that regret, that guilt, you're much more likely to say no to that thing because you're going to realize it is not worth the few seconds of pleasure you'll get for the rest of the day consumed by guilt and regret. And if you can do this over time, it'll be a lot easier for you to just swallow away that temptation when it comes. Because you'll be getting that constant practice in of saying no to that thing, of visualizing how bad you'll feel from doing that thing. So now when you have that craving, that temptation, you won't be thinking about the pleasure. You'll be so used to thinking about the pain you'll get from that you're not even gonna consider it because you're like, why would I do that? No, I don't want to do that. There are so many other things in life you can enjoy. You're not gonna die if you don't choose to do this one thing. You're gonna thrive because you know that one thing is holding you back from becoming your best self. So follow those 2 steps out when you're feeling that craving so you won't keep making that mistake, the worst mistake you can make on this improvement journey. And remember, take action, stay consistent, and it could always happen. I'll see you later.